In this video, we'll look at RAG search. I'm going to show two options. One is the in-memory mode and the other one is to use Postgres. For using Postgres, you will need an OpenAI key. And once you're done, I'm going to integrate with Claude. I also have another video on getting started with Claude and Python. Watch it. You will need it if you want to integrate it with RAG later. All the code I'm going to show here is in the GitHub, and I'll have a link for this as well. So let's get started with README. So this one requires a specific Python version, and I had a newer version and I ran into issues. So you can use pyenv to use the specific 3.12 version. All right, let me activate that guy. All right, let's install everything, even though I have already installed. And I'm going to look at in-memory mode first. All right, for that you have to just set up this guy. So once you set up, there are two files. One is the ingest, another one is actual application. So for ingestion, what I'm doing is I'm getting all the blocks. Like there are two blocks, I'm getting everything, and we are going to do a RAG search on that. So that's what the ingest block is going to do. For in-memory mode, it's going to create a JSON file. All right, so I'm going to run the ingest block. So it is reading from the block spot all the different blocks, and it has now created the JSON file. Now the next one is the actual application. So the application has two endpoints. One is just hello. The other one is actually going to do the RAG search. So let me start that now. All right, it is started and it is in port 9000. Let's see if it is working. eBPF. All right, it's working. Gateway. All right, Scala. Okay, so these are the different things. Like you have the text, and I also have the URL for reference. Now let's go to the second mode, which is the database mode. All right, so for database mode, you will need the database, and I am running that in a container. So I'm going to use Podman, and the Podman compose has the actual database you can see here. And this uses pgvector pg16, and that's the one that supports the vector search. All right, it's running. Now let me go to the database. All right, now I'll create that required table. So you need to do the extension for vector. All right, it's already there. And block documents is also already there. So I'm going to ingest again, and this time it's going to write to the database, showing it as using the pgvector store. Okay, it has written all the documents. I'm going to bring the app now. So the app is the same, but now it's going to talk to the database because we set that mode. All right, now it is running. Let's say gateway. Okay, Scala. Okay, eBPF. All right. eBPF. All right, it seems to work. Now we have this endpoint. Now what I'm going to do this is have this integrate with Claude. Let's go back to the initial screen where I actually shown this. So now we have this. I'm going to integrate with Claude, and for that there is an additional endpoint I'm going to add to the starter app. So in the starter app, there is now a new branch, and the only difference is now I have this new endpoint, which is the block search. So because there are now two tools, I can actually correlate the data between the two tools. The first one is just getting data from this JSON. So in the earlier video I had this just made up, and here I'm having some proper information. The reason is I'm going to correlate the skills with the block and see how it does. Okay, now I have this guy. Now what we have to do is bring up Claude. Let's have a new chat. So how to set up, and the configs are in that other video if you haven't seen. So now we have this. I'm going to ask something. Use fun MCP and use the different tools for correlation if required. All right, person info and block search. It's just testing it out. And it has also found the blocks. Now I'm going to ask something. Correlate his skills with the blocks. Okay, it's doing a block search. Let's see if it actually does. It's doing it. It's doing multiple calls. And now it's able to do a correlation. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's taking a while because it's correlating all the data. Let me see how many blocks it has searched. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so he just now did the whole correlation, and yeah, good. But thinner skills not yet covered. Akka, Cassandra, strongest ones, the ones that I blocked about. So play around. Hopefully you found this useful. Like, comment if you found it useful. Thanks for watching.